And welcome to Upon Further Review. I'm Josh Opry. Plenty to get to in this week's show. Big news out of the Georgia Southern football department as Chad Lunsford announced Sunday afternoon that the Eagles will be parting ways with offensive coordinator Bob DeBess, and he will be replaced by Doug Ruse. Ruse was the tight ends coach, was with Willie Fritz at Tulane and with Willie Fritz at Georgia Southern, where he was his offensive coordinator. We'll hear from Coach coming up in just a moment. As for the game this past Saturday, the Eagles had a double-digit lead once again in the fourth quarter, only to see Georgia State come back and end up winning that game by a final count of 30-24. Quarterback Shai Werts re-injured his shoulder and was unable to come back in that game. They brought in Justin Tomlin, a couple of big turnovers for him. He got hit from behind and fumbled, and also threw an interception to end the game. So a tough one for the Eagles, which then led to the decision on Sunday to part ways with Doug Ruse as offensive coordinator. We'll send you out for the highlights of Georgia Southern at Georgia State. As for our area high school football teams, the news not very good in Bulloch County. It was a bad night on Friday as all three area teams got beat by mascots with the teams with the mascot Knights. Bulloch Academy lost to the Frederica Knights in a game that went back and forth. The Gators ended up losing that one, ending their season. As for Southeast Bulloch, they were the number 1 seed, hosting the number 4 Upson Lee Knights, and unfortunately for them, they dug themselves a big hole and ended up losing despite trying to come back and eventually cutting the lead to 3 in that game. Their season ends, and for Statesboro Blue Devils, they were the number 4 seed, went up to the number 1 seed in Evans, who had played Southeast Bulloch earlier in the year and lost 27-20. The Blue Devils game was not quite as competitive. They did come back to cut the lead to a touchdown in the second half, but then Evans was able to pull away, winning that one 42-14. We'll send you out for highlights of all those games, and we have some Georgia Southern basketball action as well. All that and more coming up on Upon Further Review. And a reminder before we go to break, hopefully you'll never be in an accident, but if so, please give our friends at the Sullivan Law Firm a call, 912-489-8888, or online at thesullivanlawfirm.com.
The Medical Center Pharmacy on Grenade Street is proud to be your Health Mart pharmacy in Statesboro. The Medical Center Pharmacy, locally owned and serving this community for 50 years, is open 364 days a year. The pharmacists at Medical Center know there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. That's why they take the time to know their customers, explain their medications, and answer any questions. The Medical Center Pharmacy, your Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Well, the big news coming out of the Georgia Southern football department on Sunday afternoon that Doug Ruse will be replacing Bob DeBess as the offensive coordinator. We had a chance to talk with Georgia Southern head coach Chad Lunsford about the decision, and then had a chance to talk with Doug Ruse about his new position with the Eagles.
This morning made a difficult decision for our program. We took the opportunity to visit with Coach DeBess this morning and decided to part ways. First off, I'd like to say that Coach DeBess is a very honorable man, very good man, did a tremendous job while he was at Georgia Southern on and off the field. He is a guy that has really helped me, especially with the head coaching stuff, with his knowledge and wisdom and being around ball for a long time and being around a lot of different places and head coaches. So this was a very difficult decision, but he handled it very professionally, just like I would have expected him to do. He was very grateful for his opportunity at Georgia Southern. And, I know he was disappointed that he was not going to get to finish the job that he had started, but he definitely impacted a lot of people here. And, for that, we are very grateful to him and his wife and his family. And we wish him nothing but the best moving forward. But felt like that was the best thing for our program. Felt like for us to try to finish the season strong, we needed to make this move. Coach Roos was a guy that when we had the opportunity to hire him, I thought it would be a great fit for our staff. I thought he would work well with Coach DeBest. His knowledge of Georgia Southern, his knowledge of the expectations of Georgia Southern, his knowledge of the offense that he ran here, and then his knowledge of Coach DeBest's offense. The whole thought process behind the hire was this is two good offensive minds that we can get together in the same room and help one another. And to be honest with you, that's exactly what happened. I think Coach Roos and Coach DeBest worked very well together, but absolutely not. I had no intentions of Coach Roos becoming the offensive coordinator. That's how it worked out, and I did think Coach Roos was the best choice to go do that at this time. I've been working with Coach DeBest and our offensive staff and obviously our whole staff all year to just try to make sure we had a great game plan in place and make sure we had an opportunity to win every football game. But as it worked out, the explosion on the offense never did happen. And so, I felt like the change was needed and we needed to bring a different vibe and energy to our offense. It would probably be a very bad idea to just wholesale change everything and try to be ready to play a football game by doing that. There are some wrinkles that we have talked about. There are some things that I do want to see. I'm going to hold off telling you what those are because I do think that that's probably important for us not to allow our opponents to know. But when you start talking about those young guys and you start talking about those guys getting in, that right now, that's by necessity with what has happened with, the off the field incidents or injuries. But what I am fired up about is I just think those guys have the talent to really do it. I want to take my time with this. I want to make sure that we're setting ourselves up for success, not only to finish this season, but also the future of this program. The big piece is just the last two games, we should have won. We should have beat Army. We should have beat Georgia State. And shoulda, woulda, coulda right now. I mean, it's results, not reasons, right? I think that's the tipping point because I do think our guys are, I know for a fact they were ready for the Army game. I know for a fact they were ready for yesterday's game. We've got to fix the finish part. We got to fix the not letting people hang around. We got to fix the, where we've got the killer instinct to go put people away. It's going to be different. I mean, there's going to be some things that we're going to throw at them that's going to be different. What my hopes are in this is it's just a energizing of our guys. It's all right, we're doing something new. It's not the same old thing. We're gonna look differently, and we're gonna do different things. Again, I'd love to sit here and say, well, now we made this change, we're going to score 40 points a game. I don't know if that's realistic. I do know this. I know that we played good enough defense to win football games, and we needed to go try to score enough points so that we can win the football game. I would love for them to be blowouts, the last two in the bowl game. I'd love that. But right now the big piece is let's go win and let's find a way to win. And and let's do that by playing great, fanatical defense, efficient offense, and good special teams. And let's go get it done as a team. As far as Shy Wertz goes, obviously he did not finish the game for us. He's struggling right now with that shoulder. I have not talked to the trainer today. I know he, after the game, was not feeling well at all with his shoulder. I would expect him not to practice tonight. And then we'll see if it ends up being a day-to-day thing. It might be one of those things where we know that he is out. I don't know yet, but I know he's not feeling well right now with his shoulder.
As for the game on Saturday, Georgia Southern taking on Georgia State, let's send you out for some highlights from that one. Georgia Southern on the road at Georgia State on the heels of arrests and suspensions. The Eagles seeing if they could concentrate on the game at hand. The Panthers able to start the scoring in the first as Noel Ruiz comes through with the field goal to make it 3-0. The Eagles giving freshman Sam Kennerson a chance at quarterback, and he delivers early with the 12-yard pickup. True freshman Jalen White getting some carries as well here on the pitch for 9 yards. That will take us to the second quarter, and it's going to be Wirtz going in for the touchdown as the Eagles grab a 7-3 lead. On their next series, they give to Logan Wright. He's got some blockers to open the hole, and he's gone. 63 yards for the touchdown as the Eagles are able to open up a 14-3 lead, and some of the Eagle faithful making the trip to Atlanta. The Panthers finding success through the air. Cornelius Brown airs one out to Cornelius McCoy into Eagle territory. That drive would stall, and Ruiz will cut the lead to 14-6. Wirtz showing no ill effects here of his shoulder injury as he hits Caleb Hood in stride. This would lead to a 52-yard Alex Rayner attempt. It's wide left and still 14-6. The Panthers able to cut the lead to 1 before the half as Brown airs it out to McCoy, who makes a great grab at the goal line. 14-13 Georgia Southern at the half. Second half action, and Wright off to the races again. He'd have 143 yards rushing. He's brought down at the 13-yard line. This drive stalls, and Rayner is good from 29 yards away for a 17-13 Eagle lead. The Georgia Southern defense later coming through with the interception as Kendrick Duncan picks off the Brown pass. A good return. That would take us into the fourth quarter, where it's Wright once again. He goes in for the touchdown. The Eagles open up a double-digit lead at 24-13, but from there, it was all Panthers. First, Destin Coates coming through with a touchdown run to cut the lead to 24-19. A costly play coming up here as Wirtz, scrambling for extra yards, gets hit hard on that right shoulder. He'd leave the game and would not return. Rayner then trying a 47-yard field goal to make it an 8-point Eagle lead. But this one is short. The Panthers driving again. Brown going to the air. He'd finish with 372 yards passing. And then from the 1-yard line, Brown briefly fumbles. Looks like he's close to getting in. Eventually, they will rule him in for the score. Georgia State, their first lead of the game, 25-24. They'd opt to go for 2. And Brown to Sam Pinckney. And it's State by 3. Justin Tomlin in for Wirtz. And trouble coming up here as he's hit from behind. He coughs up the ball, and Georgia State recovers. This leads to another Ruiz field goal to make it a 6-point Georgia State lead. About a minute left in the game. And Tomlin looking deep, but this pass overthrown and picked off by Quavion White. And the Eagles fall in Atlanta by a final score of 30-24. Up next for the Eagles, they're going to be taking on Florida Atlantic. The Owls game was originally scheduled for the start of the season. Instead, it was backed up after COVID issues for Florida Atlantic. They're going to be playing Saturday at 6 o'clock at Paulson Stadium. All right, stay with us. High school action coming up next.
My Queensboro banker is Cheryl Quick.
Blanchard Equipment Company has 16 locations.
Queensboro has homegrown values just like us.
They get heavily involved in every community.
And that means strong customer service.
They've been around a long time, just like John Deere.
When you run across the bank like that, you stick with them.
I sure would like to own one of these John Deeres.
Well, we can sure make that happen.
Oh, well.
Queensboro is your community bank. Queensboro National Bank and Trust.
The folks at the Georgia Southern University store want all Eagle fans to know the Statesboro campus of the University store will be open Saturday, September 12th from 11 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. and Saturday, September 19th from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. Both Paulson Stadium stores will be open for window and counter service with a selection of Georgia Southern apparel from the time the gates open until the end of halftime. Web orders from the full selection of Georgia Southern apparel, hats, gifts, and tailgating items may be ordered for free pickup at Paulson Stadium at the Homeside store during game day hours. Web orders must be placed by 1 p.m. on Friday for each of the first 2 home games. So don't forget, for all your game day and Georgia Southern needs, shop the University store on the Georgia Southern campus. Well, the Statesboro Blue Devils, Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets, and Bulloch Academy Gators all advanced to the state playoffs. Unfortunately, they all lost as well. We begin with Statesboro High, the number 4 seed, traveling up to number 1 Evans. The Statesboro Blue Devils opening up the state playoffs on the road at number 1 seed Evans. The Knights starting the scoring. Jofrin Star Graham goes in for a 7-0 lead. He'd finished with 181 yards rushing. Later, it's more from the Knights. Joseph Hamilton goes 39 yards to make it a 14-0 lead at the end of the first quarter. The Knights add an 8-yard score here by Lyton Lackey to go up 21-0. In the second, Statesboro finally puts a drive together. They get their first down of the entire first half at 6:40. Here, Jalen Michael for a first down, and then cleaning things up, it's Michael going in for the touchdown. Statesboro cuts the lead at the half to 21-7. We pick things up in the second half, and Statesboro on the move again. Ames Ratcliffe airs it out, and James Flagg with the reception. But later, it's 4th and 4. Statesboro goes for it, and they'd be stopped short. The Statesboro offense continuing to try to get something going here. Ames Ratcliffe runs ahead for a 15-yard pickup, and then it's Michael fighting his way ahead for another Blue Devil first down, and then Andrell Grace goes in for the score. This would cut the lead to 21-14, but on their very next play, Evans scores to make it 28-14, and then in the fourth, Statesboro trying to get something going again, but instead the interception and touchdown by Hamilton, and this would end up ending the season for Statesboro. They fall at Evans by a final score of 42-21. And stay with us. When we come back, we'll take a look at what happened here in Bulloch County with Southeast Bulloch and Bulloch Academy.
No credit refused isn't just an offer, it's a way of business and has been for over 100 years. No banks, no ridiculous credit requirements, just local Badcock store owners who treat you right and give you credit when others won't. It's never been easier to express your style and love your home.
Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, providing primary care for Statesboro area patients since 1998, providing complete physicals, complete sports physicals, Medicare wellness exams, full diabetes treatment, and education from lifestyle changes to oral medications to insulin pump therapy, in-house dermatology, in-house circulation tests, and ultrasounds, and in-house labs. Featuring nurse practitioner Melissa Beasley, Family Internal Medicine of Statesboro can accommodate same-day or next-day appointments to serve your needs. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, where we care.
Friday night lights to early morning deer stands, Anderson's General Store in Statesboro is your tailgating and hunting headquarters. Boots from Ariat, Georgia Boot, Irish Setter, Wolverine, and more, we have a pair for you. Check out our Costa and Ray-Ban sunglasses. And apparel from Columbia, Carhartt, and Drake. Dove, ducks, deer, we have all your hunting needs. And tailgate with a Big Green Egg or Traeger grill. Pack in the flavor with delicious sauces and rubs. Anderson's General Store, a general store, and so much more.
Ready for fall? Us too at RJ Pope. Get ready to cheer on your favorite team in a new performance polo from Peter Millar, Southern Tide and AFCO. Ladies, we have the best brands and trending fashions. Complete your look with one of our best-selling shoe brands, Soft, On Cloud, and Free People. Shop these brands and so much more at one of our 3 locations, RJ Pope Buckhead, Downtown, and Vidalia.
Well, the Bulloch Academy Gators fell last week to Pinewood. They would have been able to clinch the region championship with a victory. Instead, they lost, which set up a rematch with Frederica in the Elite 8 of the state playoffs as they opened things up. Frederica was a team that they beat in the last seconds of the game in October. This time around, Frederica was able to hold on for the victory. Let's send you out for some highlights. At Gator Alley, Bulloch Academy in a rematch with Frederica. First half action, and the give will go to Rodney Hill, who breaks free down the left sidelines. Looks like he's going to go 77 yards for the score, but he's tripped up at the 5. No problem though, as Tyler Willoughby will take it himself and go around the right side for the touchdown and a 7-0 Gator lead. But the Knights come back as Thomas, 3-2-1, as Thomas Veal hits Josh Meadows for the touchdown to tie the game at 7-all. From there, it was the Jordan Triplett show. Triplett on the touchdown run as the Knights take a 14-7 lead. The Gators respond on the nice pitch from Willoughby to Cam Harrison for the touchdown. The extra point failed though, 14-13 at the half. Second half, and Triplett at it again. This time he goes 66 yards for the touchdown, able to extend the Knights' lead. 20-13, the Gators respond in the fourth. Tyler Willoughby sneaks this one in to make it 20-19. Unfortunately, the extra point will fail, and it remains a 1-point game. The Knights come right back and score again behind Triplett, who goes 52 yards on this one to make it 27-19. Triplett would add another score. The Gators add one more themselves, as Tyler Willoughby will find Harrison Kennedy down the right sideline for the touchdown pass. But it wasn't enough though, as Bulloch Academy falls by a final score of 34-27. Our Southeast Bulloch segment is brought to you by Scott's Floor Covering, passionate to floor you for all your installation needs with over 30 years of experience. Please call Joel Scott at 912-536-2107 or email scottsfloorcovering@yahoo.com for a free quote today. This segment is brought to you in part thanks to After Hours Glass Service, LLC, where they truly believe that if you don't take care of a customer, somebody else will. Wishing much success for the Yellow Jackets 2020 season. And as for the Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets, they were at Fred Shaver Field, and they were trying to be the first team since Fred Shaver coached the Yellow Jackets to a state championship in 1973 to win a state playoff game. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be. Let's send you back out for some highlights. Southeast Bulloch hosting Upson Lee in a 1-4 matchup in Brooklyn at Fred Shaver Field. A defensive battle early on. The Jackets with the sack. Later, Knight quarterback Jake Davis back to pass, and this one is intercepted by Enosh McMillan. He makes a nice return into Knight territory. But unfortunately, the Jacket offense struggling in the first and unable to take advantage. Later, Davis in trouble again. And this time, Chris Rawls will drop him for a loss. We head to the second quarter with no score, but the Knights able to come out hot in the second quarter. The give to Big Malik Smith up the middle. He gets all the way down to the Jacket 3-yard line, and then from there, Johnny Bentley will go in for the score to make it 6-0. They'd go for 2. And it's Davis in for the score to make it 8-0. The Jackets struggling, but pull out the old fake punt here as Logan Herring with the first down pass. But the Jacket offense would stall on that drive. Waylon Knight short of the first down. And we go to the half with Upson Lee leading 8-0. In the second, the Knights strike again. The give to Smith, and he's in. Another 2-pointer made it 16-0. Back come the Jackets, though. A seemingly harmless pass to Tyler Griffin, and he does the rest himself, avoiding and outracing 6 Knight players for the touchdown to make it 16-6. Still in the third quarter, and the 2 hook up again, and this time a great throw from Christian Clark and a great grab by Griffin as the Jackets able to cut the lead to 3 at 16-13, but from there it was all Knights. Smith in the Wildcat formation goes in for the touchdown to extend the lead to 24-13, and then it's Davis going up the middle in the fourth for the 47-yard score as the season ends for the Yellow Jackets 31-13, the final. And that's going to wrap it up for this week's show. We thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again next week.